Hello students, here comes your next application part of Gauss law, that is field due to a uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. In order to prove that, I'm just considering a plane sheet in which the charges are located over it. So I'm going to consider 2 points, here one point and here one point at a equidistance, the same distance from the sheet. At that point I'm going to find the electric field. If the charges are located, the field will be emitted in both the directions. So I'm going to consider 2 points wherein I'm going to find the electric field. This is what the structure of that image. If you're considering this plane sheet, this cylindrical surface will be like this. So at this two ends, I'm going to locate a point P wherein I'm going to find the electric field. So this is a charged sheet. Here in this it will create an electric field in this direction. Both the directions it will create an electric field. At that point of P, what will be the electric field I'm going to calculate. So why I am considering a surface like structure? Because it is a surface charge density we are going to use here. Because a surface means it will have a surface charge density. For that case, the Gaussian surface that I am considering here is cylindrical one. So the point P here, this surface cylindrical surface can be divided into three regions. This is a region 1 and this is a region 2 and this cylindrical portion. This cylindrical portion is considered as a third portion, point 3. Sorry, surface 3. So I'm going to find out the total flux, that is flux through each of the surface. The total flux can be written as phi, which is equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3. What I'm mentioning, phi 1, phi 2, phi 3. The phi 1 corresponds to the surface 1 and phi 2 corresponds to the surface 2 and phi 3 corresponds to the surface 3. Sorry, this is surface 2 and this is surface 3. As we know that from the definition of electric flux, phi, which is equal to integral of E dot ds, or a small portion I'm considering, so that I'm taking it as d phi, which is equal to integral of E dot ds. Dot product means we can write it as EDS cos theta. So each of the surface we have to write. For 3 surface we have to write the phi 1 can be written as integral of E dot ds cos theta for the surface 1. Likewise surface 2, surface 3 we have to write it. So the next case, the surface area will be 0 here. That is, the theta values become 0. While for that purpose this equation will become 0. Why? Because here the area vector and the electric field are parallel to each other. So for surface 1 will have the magnitude. For the case of surface 2, the electric field and the area vector has the same direction. So for the case 2 also will have. For the surface 3, the area vector is perpendicular to the electric field. So the magnitude will become 0. I'm just writing the reason for here. For region 1 and 2, theta value will be 0. That is, theta value means that is the field value and the area vector. Area vector and it is the angle between the area vector and the field. So in this case both are parallel. The angle value becomes 0, but in the region 3 the angle is 90. That is what I'm writing here. So region 1 theta value will be region 1 and 2, that is here and here. The theta value is 0. Theta value is 0, cos theta 0 is 1. For the region 3 it is 90 degree, so it is 0. While you are substituting these, you'll get an expression like this. Only for the region 1 and region 2 you'll get EDS. For the case surface 2 also you'll get EDS. For the surface 3 it will become 0. So when you add this, one integral of 2 EDS you'll get. When you are taking the constants outside, 2e can be taken outside. integral of dx will be x, integral of ds will be of yes. This take this as a equation 1. From Gauss law we know that phi which is equal to q epsilon naught. So because we are considering a surface, next you have to assume that this is the surface area. So only you have to use the charges. You have to find out how many charges are enclosed in that surface. The charges enclosed by the plane sheet can be calculated by the surface charge density. Surface charge density is equal to sigma which is equal to q by s, or from this we can write charge is equal to q which is equal to sigma into s. Substitute this value in the previous one, that is phi which is equal to q by epsilon naught, means just replace the q value. So while you are substituting the q value, q will be sigma into s, phi which is equal to sigma into s divided by epsilon naught. Take this as equation 2. From equation 1 and 2, this is the equation 2. What is the equation 1? So this is the equation 1. So from this we can replace the phi value as 2es, which is equal to sigma s by epsilon naught. S will get cancel each other. E which is equal to, when 2 goes to the side, sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. If you are writing it in a vector form, you have to add only one unit vector. That is, you have to include one unit vector here. This is the vector form of that electric field. What we can conclude from this? The E is independent of the distance. If you are changing the distance, it will not affect the electric field. That is what the conclusion we are giving from this. So if E is directed away from the plate, if sigma is positive, what is the sigma here? Surface charge density. If E is positive, the field will be outwards. If E is inward, means the sigma is negative. That's what the conclusion.